At ease, soldiers. My hair came out so nice today, so I had to do a video. What is this? What? I didn't do anything. Look at this. Look at this, perfect. Where is this on a day that I need to do something important? Where? Why? Now, there have been plenty of times that I've stayed up till about 4 in the morning one-shotting books. And when I explain this to people, no one seems to get it. So when you get a book, you really want to freaking read that thing. I will stay in one place and read the entire thing in one go. One shot. You get a new book that's newly out, you can't just spend a week reading it because everybody on Instagram and on Goodreads and on the internet is gonna do spoilers for you, so you have to finish it right away. All the epicness is gonna happen. I need to freaking finish this in one go. So today, I wanted to share with you my one-shot books, starting with the one that took me the longest, which was City of Heavenly Fire, the last installment of the AModelWho'sRead series by Cassandra Clare. This took me 10 hours to get through. Like, it's pretty thick. And it was also at night, and I ended up at 4 in the morning. I got it the day it came out. I was so excited. So I came home, basically informed everyone that I knew to not call me or text me or knock on my door or do anything for at least 2 days, because I would have had to finish this and then also recover from the repercussions and the depression or the possible excitement of this book. And how do I rate this? I rate this like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. It wasn't what I was expecting. And I think she should have split it into 2 books personally, but this isn't really a book review, so we'll just wrap this up real quick. I did like it. There's definitely some flailing moments, especially near the end, and definitely some tears. At this point, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to be quiet, so I was sitting there like, but yeah, 10 hours, one shot. One that I didn't intend to one shot, but I did, was Angel Fall by Zoosan E. Holy crap, this is the most amazing book ever. It's so good, it's creepy, there's horror in it, there's a little bit of romance, there's tons of action and kick butt assery. Ugh, loved it. I started reading it at night, I think at like 9 or something like that, and suddenly it was 2 in the morning, and I was like, I think I two-shotted the other 2 though in the series because they were longer, but one shot. I'm sorry to say in advance that there's going to be a lot of like final books, or not necessarily first books in series, like this one, The Wicked Will Rise, which is second in the Dorothy Must Die trilogy. This was so good. Dorothy Must Die is kind of like a post-apocalyptic retelling of The Wizard of Oz, except Dorothy went back to Oz and became a dictator. And it's oh god, it's so funny, it's fantastically written, it's like kind of whimsical but really dark, and I just loved it so much. And so when I saw that The Wicked Will Rise was on the shelves, I ran over and I got it, and that night I think I started at like 4 and I finished at like 10 or something like that, but I don't know, there was some breaks in there, possibly dinner break, but it was really good. I couldn't stop reading because there's a lot more action in this one than happens in the first one, and plot twist at the end, huge cliffhanger. I don't know if I can survive until the next book comes out. Come on, Danielle Page, freaking write the next one. I want to know what happens. One shot. And we're going to continue on with going back to the 3rd book of the series, and that is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor, which is the 3rd in her Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which is like angels and sort of kind of demons and like the destruction of Earth. It's pretty great. This, as you can see, is a ridiculously thick book. I think this took me 2nd longest to finish. I think this took me like 8 or 9 hours of just straight reading, because it was intense, man. There was a lot of stuff that went on in this thing. So much sleep deprivation because of this. It was worth it. It was so good. It was a good wrap up, I think, as well, except there was this other like random angel race that was just introduced that kind of came out of nowhere, so I wish that's kind of the only thing that I was like, I don't know about. But the rest of it was really good. The epic battle was epic. One shot. Haha, another end book. Ruin and Rising, 3rd book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. This was phenomenal. I mean, yes, lots of fighting, and like final books are usually like epic battles or whatever, which is super boring afterwards, like, oh yeah, join another battle. But this was handled in a very much more interesting way. That's word. And there's cool locations and interesting powers and like choices that make people like, oh my god. And some tears, lots of tears. Very interesting ending. It was very like hopeful but heart-wrenching. And of course it was like 2 in the morning when I finished this, so I'm already emotionally unstable from lack of sleep. So I was kind of bawling my eyes out, but it was worth it. Super good. One shot. Okay, let's take a break from all the final books of series and do a standalone that I also did in one shot, which was The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. Now, Holly Black is a wonder god. She does dark fairy tale stuff, and I didn't even know this was coming out until like a month before it was released, so bingo there. But The Darkest Part of the Forest has one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen, as well as being still creepy. And I wish that this was a trilogy, like I really do. There's so much world that could have been built that I want to know more about. But as a standalone, it was really good. But I knew that I was gonna have to one-shot this because I got it from the bookstore, went right home and was like, don't anybody disturb me. And I got myself a thing of tea and I ended up finishing this at about 2:30 in the morning. Plot twist near the end. It was great. There's a sword involved and an LGBT relationship. One shot. Another third. Again, Miss Sarah J. Maas, which is The Heir of Fire. Not Hair of Fire, but Heir of Fire. Again, this took me up until about 3 o'clock in the morning and it was so worth it. It was so good. I love that there's another character, like a male character introduced in this that is not a love interest, and that's very rare. And I was like, kept expecting it to be a love interest and it wasn't, which was so great because it's like a guy and a girl are friends. He's great and he's there. He's the support system for Selena, who's just going through so much. She just needs a break. There was tons of action and like a holy crap moment. Oh my god, Sarah J. Maas, how are you gonna write yourself out of this hole that you dug? Because I need to know what happens. There might have been a freak out session at about 2 o'clock in the morning where I was smacking pillows and trying to be quiet. One shot. I don't know if this is standalone or not. Maybe it's not. Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. This was a one-shot book for me because I expected so much. Look at this cover. All the best books have really pretty covers. I've been seeing this like all over Instagram and I mean that makes me want it. So I got it and I had high hopes. I give this like a 4 out of 10. Like I didn't really like it. It was kind of, there's so much potential and it just kind of fell flat for me, and the characters were so sappy and like stereotypical, but I mean the plot was okay. So if you do want to read this, don't have high expectations for this, okay? Just, I'm sorry Melinda Salisbury, but I got nothing, I'm sorry. But I still didn't one-shot this because I kept expecting something to happen and it kind of didn't. Sorry. One shot. Okay, we're getting near the end, and to celebrate getting near the end, we're gonna go with one that I one-shotted most recently, and that is, again, by Sarah J. Maas. ACOTAR! A Court of Thorns and Roses! Oh, sorry, I'm blinding you guys with the light. Duh! One shot. No, I'm kidding. But really, am I kidding though? It was phenomenal. The characters are just so interesting, and I want to know the backstory. There's so much stuff that you could fill in with world building, and this is a series, but I don't know what's gonna happen because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and she technically does end up with Beast because the Beast is endgame. But then there's this other love interest that kind of came out of nowhere, and I like him a lot better. But he's like kind of evil, and then there's like this other like thing that could be happening with the fairies and the humans and war. And, oh my god! So I don't know how she's gonna make this a series, but I really want to freaking read it. And definite one shot all the way. I was like, I don't know, maybe like I'll read some of it, and then nope, 3 o'clock in the morning. Here I am, still reading the stupid thing. Not stupid. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to call you stupid. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Because I was gonna put it down. Then some kind of like Hunger Games Tri-Wizard Tournament thing popped up and I was like, nope, okay, I gotta keep reading. I have to know what happens. What is this? And then there are just some weird like sex rituals, so obviously I had to read through that because you can't just put it down against sex rituals of summer. One shot. And finally, last but most certainly not least, is the book that I one-shotted, that I cried the most at. And that is, drum roll, Clockwork Princess! But there's no surprise there. It was, no words for this. I adore this book so much. I loved what happened, I love how the plot progressed, I love all of the characters, and not a single one of them bothered me. They were amazing till the end. You get a lot of like confessions, and I mean, there's like the battle obviously, but there's multiple battles and people get hurt and you think they're gonna die and people do die, but then they don't. And then there's like some sweeter scenes too. And there's steampunk in this, and you get to learn more about the Shadowhunter world, and of course it's London, and who doesn't love London? Landon! One of my other friends was reading it at the time, and we were like, we're gonna read these over the weekend and then get back to each other and talk about it. And man, did we fangirl hardcore on Monday. One shot. Leave down in the comments some of your one-shot books, if you even do this. Did anybody else do this? I don't really know anybody else that does this except me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just one-shotted this book. Is that something to brag about? I feel like in the writing world it is. Or if you haven't one-shotted anything, leave down below what you've two-shotted or three-shotted or just had to get to after school, or you accidentally left at home and were dying all day having to know what happened. All this talk of shots really makes me want some water because it is so hot right now. Why? This isn't why I live in Canada. I live in Canada because it's cold. Why the heck is it so hot? This is ridiculous. Click here to like the video. You knew that. Click here to subscribe. You knew that too. I am gonna go work out in this ridiculous heat. Why am I doing this to myself? Then go start Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda because I've wanted to start that book for like 3 days now, but I've been preoccupied with something else. So, plan. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and I'll see you next week. Bye!